Sometime in the 2020s, three geeks from social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys, Super Sorrel, Ryan Speaks Geek, bringing you a weekly live show, toy, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, maybe dreams. Now prepare for the Geek Week in Review.
What?
Oh, mate.
What?
On the intro.
Oh my god, that's so awkward. This is from my night job. Sorry. I don't normally have this on. Sorry,
that looks
night job.
incredibly-
I just left it on from the last shift. I'm so sorry, guys.
That looks
So embarrassing,
incredibly uncomfortable.
mate. It's worse.
Is it worse than
Yeah.
uncomfortable? Everyone, how you doing? We are here. Geek Week in Review, episode 111. Super Sorrel is here. He's had a little bit of a technical difficulty while the intro is playing. Started glitching out and then disappeared. But he will pop back. He will be back in a second. Geek Week in Review, episode 111. There he is. Super Sorrel.
What happened there?
I don't know. I thought you were like doing some kind of funky, like Ryan came in on a Batman mask, and I thought you were like Matrix in it, but no. But there we go. So anyway, Geek Week in Review, episode 111. Hello everyone in the chat. Keep it going. Keep it going. I will try to give a couple of shout outs very quickly. We've got Dark Lycan, we've got Stug138, Andy H, Andy Roberts, Shelley, Bethany's there, Andrew Orr, Mick Spector's back this week, so this is going to be trouble. David is dead. How we doing? He's commented there. Nice backdrop, Ryan. Let's just throw that comment up straight away. Ryan, for the first time ever, hasn't got a backdrop up, and he's actually showing us what's behind the curtain. There it is.
It is there. Hello there.
There it is there. We'll talk about that a little bit later, I think. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, do keep the comments alive while we're going on, and we will do our best to get to them. Holly Roberts, nice to see you. I thought it was S&M Batman.
Tell me what your safe word is. Here's your safe word, Rachel. It better be yours. I want to know your safe word.
I must admit, when I saw the thumbnail, I did think you had a bit of a like not a pimp mask. What is it? Gimp mask.
Oh, that's from my other live stream, but that's you have to go on my OnlyFans for that.
Oh, I'm not even going to ask what the name of that is. Anyone who's new to the show, give us a follow. The hosts are me, myself, Super Sorrel, Ryan Speaks Geek. We're on all the different social media platforms, so give us a follow over there. If you are a regular to the show, thanks very much for tuning in. We're just going to talk about stuff that happened this week, and unfortunately, not a lot happened this week. The whole premise of the show is for us to talk about the things that happened this week, and there's very little. But we will.
Ash isn't even smashed yet. So
no, I'm sober this week. But I am slowly working my way through a little bag of popcorn, so we're all good.
Nice.
But no, we've got a few things to talk about. We've got some toy news, and I believe Ryan saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I went to see that god awful horror film that everyone's talking about.
Now it's your turn or something, or
no, that stupid one with the hand. I keep forgetting its name. It was that bad.
Your turn now.
Yeah.
It'll come to me in a minute.
Or you can't see me, or I see you, or something like that, isn't it? Or
just getting the old Odeon out. Talk to me.
Talk to me. There we go.
You thought it was awful. You're like the only person I know who's come out saying it's awful. Interesting.
Mate. It's one of them. It was one of them movies where everybody on the internet's like, "This is the scariest film of 2023." So I went in expecting big things. That film is diabolically bad. It's not good at all. It's all right. It's like the basic premise is that it's a medium that has had the hands decapitated after death, apparently, and basically have been embalmed, so that they can put the hand on the table. And when you touch hands with this dead person's hand, you see ghosts. Cool concept, but they just didn't utilize it very well, and it was very weird. And I just didn't think they fleshed out the lore of it enough. Like, too many different things happened with different people, and There was no like rules or law behind it. It was just silly.
Fair
So I
enough.
tell you, while we're on the train of horror, I started watching something this week, but it was on Sci-Fi Channel. Have either of you watched From?
Good start.
Prom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horror film.
No, From the series.
Oh,
F-R-O-M.
Never
Oh
seen it.
no, I've got it recorded. I haven't watched it yet.
Mate, I am hooked.
It's meant to be
I
good.
I think the second series just dropped. But yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. It's got one of the geezers from Lost in it. I think one of the producers from Lost did something with it. But it's really cool. Yeah, like Shelley said, yes, I'm watching From.
As
But
long as they don't end it like Lost.
let's not talk about that. I like Lost. But it ended badly. Yeah, I don't know, without giving too many spoilers away, go and watch it. But basically, it's about this town, and once you go to the town, you can't leave. You're like stuck there. And at night time, bad things happen if you're not in your house.
A bit like Melbourne if you're in Chelmsford.
Pretty much, yeah. Every town's got a village like a borough like it. But no, put it this way, right? The opening scene to the first episode shows like everyone getting ready and sort of, you know, battering down the hatches and stuff. And then this little girl goes to bed, and there's like a tap on her window, and it's going, "Let me in, it's Grandma." And she's like, "Oh," and she goes to the curtain and opens it, and there's this old woman there. And she goes, "Oh, you don't look like my grandma." And she's like, "Oh yeah, but let me in, like it's fine." She's like, "I can't, I'm not allowed." And they go, "Oh, it'll be our little secret." And she goes, "Okay then." Big mistake, obviously. She opens the window, and this woman just turns into like this monster looking thing and launches at her. And then cutscenes to the morning, and you just see the body of this girl like completely hollowed out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Like Skinwalkers kind of thing.
Yeah, similar. So I don't know what it, you know.
Sorry, I just saw mixed comment. When did they change the meaning of far to from? that's a Family Guy deep dive right there.
That is. Shelley said though she wasn't sure to start with it, but now she's hooked. But yeah, give it a watch. I'd fully recommend it. You went to see Turtles, did you not, Ryan?
I did see Turtles, dudes.
Get on
It was
board with
awesome.
dudes. Yeah.
All right, it was great, guys. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So much fun. Absolutely, like brilliant. Like, I really enjoyed it. The art style, it's jarring to start with because it's not actually too Spider-Verse-y. It sort of is and isn't. I think a lot of people were thinking like it's just going to be exactly like Spider-Verse. It's really
Which
not.
I wouldn't even be that angry with if it
Oh
was,
no,
you know what I
which
mean?
isn't a bad thing. But it had I would say it had a distinct version of that. It was like it's in that sort of that what I would call like almost like a subgenre of animation now, but
Yeah.
it is different. Voice cast was brilliant. Like the fact that the turtles are actually teenagers is really a very big noticeable difference in this film. They act like teenagers. They are so teenage, like, and it's really funny. I just thought it was brilliant. We had such a good time seeing it. Like, yeah, I recommend everyone go and see it. If you're a Turtles fan, I think you'll enjoy it. It was just nice they did something new with it. It wasn't a case of like, look what we did. They did one little kind of really funny little nod, which was it's not much of a spoiler, but they hit a car radio at one point, and it's "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go!" It was just for like a couple of lines. I was like, thank God Vanilla Ice is still a megastar and can appreciate that. But yeah, great fun. It was nostalgic. It was nice to feel like a kid again, and, you know, just watching the Turtles movie. Yeah.
Is it true, right, that in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, I'm sure I read this fact that they don't use their weapons for like 90% of the movie because they weren't allowed to or something.
Probably the Secret of the Ooze, yeah.
Yeah.
Secret of the Ooze, they barely use them. It's like in the beginning fight scene, they don't use the weapons, they use things around them. So like Raphael's got the little the sausages that are like nunchucks, he swings them around it, something, doesn't he? Stuff like
So
that.
they just don't. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I still think those movies hold up, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What Andy said, "What if I'm a tortoise fan? Will this segregate me?"
Well, I think you can't be a hero in a half shell. That's the problem. I think if you're a tortoise fan, then slow going, but I think you're more of a full shell fan. So I'm really sorry about that, man. So it's probably not for you. Not for you, Andy. Sorry.
Holly Roberts, anyone going to see Meg 2? I fancy a cheesy watch and love a tacky shark film.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually not bad. Not bad. As far as kind of cheesy, tacky shark films go, it's not that bad.
I'm
It's
back.
actually a
I'm
book
angry,
series.
and I'm going to punch this shark in the face. If it doesn't like it, you can try and tell me where my accent's from, because I don't even know, because I'm Jason Statham.
Do you know that Meg's a book series, though?
I did not.
It's actually a book series. Yeah, I read them a little while back. Actually, I got given them by Amanda. You know our friend Amanda? American Amanda.
Oh, yeah. A meander.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I always call her like a meander.
Amanda. Yeah, she gave them to me. And they're actually really good. But one thing I will say, and it's not a spoiler because you see it in the credits, but the whole bit with the T-Rex where the Meg comes up and eats that's very key in the book. So the fact that they did that in this film was quite cool. It's like a nice little nod to the books. But it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's cheesy.
It's a B movie with a budget. It's a blockbuster B movie. And the best thing about it, well, the bit that's annoyed my wife so much about it already is the naming convention.
The naming convention.
Because it's I think it's the original one's called The Meg, and this one's just called Meg 2. Why is it not The Meg 2? And it doesn't make sense. It's not consistent.
No, but this is Meg 2, The Trench. Whereas that's
Yeah,
the
why
Meg.
is it not the Meg 2?
Because this film isn't about the Meg. The first film was about the Meg. The second film is about the Trench.
I'll be honest. I didn't give a toss.
No,
This
but
is
that
just go with their
genuinely
English
is.
language thing.
That genuinely is why Meg. Oh, Sorrel's Sorrel's hit the Matrix again. But that genuinely is why it is, because I think Meg in the title is just there for association. This is about the Trench.
Be completely honest. Do you not always read it a little bit like Meg, like just in your head, in the back of your head? Shut up, Meg.
But yeah, but here you go. Look. But Mick agrees with you. That'd be horrible on the Blu-ray jacket. The Meg and then Meg 2.
To clarify again, I don't actually care. It's my other half that cares, but my other half is a language nerd. So,
which is fine. But
I need a camera.
Holly Roberts said Cocaine Bear versus the Meg. That's just a mess. Let's be honest.
Come into my woods and say that, you sharky bastard.
And Shelley, look, a woman after my own heart. She's reading the books too. I honestly didn't think that anyone knew the books existed. When I say about it, it's like people are like, no. Funny fact though, as well, Jason Statham used to be like a diver. Do you know that?
Oh
like,
yeah, he was for the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, like
he
the
represented the UK with a full head of hair as well.
I know what happened. It's like.
Look,
he does do a little bit of diving
sporting
in this,
world, and now I'm going to act. That's what I do.
Which is nice.
All right?
But do you know? Here's a little fact about Jason Statham. Do you know why he got cast in? What was the Guy Ritchie
Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrel?
Yes. So do you know why he got cast in that? So he was basically he was wheeling dealing. He was doing a bit of a Del Boy and selling bits on the corner and stuff. And so he kind of fit into the characterization of the person that Guy Ritchie was looking for. So because he was kind of living that life a little bit at the time, that's how he stumbled into acting in that way. So yeah, funny fact.
I'll be in your film, but only on my terms.
He had to shave his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Meg 2, Turtles, Ninja Turtles. I'm really excited for Turtles. I must admit, there's something very nostalgic about seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys everywhere and merchandise everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really kind of hitting me in the nostalgia.
There's a mid-credit, but not a post-credit scene, just for everyone to... If everyone was going to sit there and be like,
And they've already announced the sequel's coming out, haven't they? They've already announced the sequel for it.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know why. You saying it with the bag of sweets, things like that, it's like, yeah, they've already announced the sequel, haven't they? Just, there's like a sort of casualness about like, yeah, I'm just here, I just happen to be walking past. I'm going to finish my popcorn and I'm going to probably leave and then, I don't know, maybe read a book, go to sleep early. Catch you later.
I'm here as long as the webcam allows it. That's it this week. If the webcam goes, I'm screwed.
If he glitched just then, that would have been the funniest.
Speaking about mid credits and post credits, I did get around to watching Fast X.
Any good?
I really enjoyed it. You saw it, Ryan, right?
Cool. Did I see it? Like
I
I'm in it.
actually, fair enough. Yeah, you were, weren't you? I actually think it's one of the best ones, the best recent ones. Like, there's
Oh, yeah.
actually racing in it as well, which is brilliant. I'm not quite sure how like the characters from the first one have escalated to this like international Interpol status.
Genuinely, they were stealing VCRs off
Yeah.
the back of a lorry in the first one. That's how long it.
That's what I mean.
VCRs were a high value item, and now it's like, yeah, it's gone from like basically making sure you put the sticky bit over the tape so you don't record over neighbors, to then suddenly going, oh, by the way, we're in space.
Yeah. To even this bit with like the what was the I can't remember what the device is called, but basically where they can see everyone and
Oh yeah,
like it's
Like,
madness. But Jason Momoa is probably one of the best villains of the
oh
franchise.
yeah, highlight of the film easily. Like, and I
He's
loved. Don't get me wrong,
fantastic.
I loved all the family, but he was just so funny, so funny.
But
Ryan,
he-
you look nothing like Michelle Rodriguez. Oh,
But-
put all that work in and doesn't even go noticed.
But he totally takes the mick as well. Totally takes the mick out of the whole family concept.
Yeah,
And that's the weakness. It's like the core value of all of your movies is your weakness. Like, but I just thought he was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant. But that after credit scene, like, or mid credit scene, it was like, oh, really? Come on.
yeah, but
like,
this time it's personal. I don't think you've
it's
got that.
like, but if we can see Vin Diesel versus The Rock versus Jason Momoa, like, that's going to be a pretty cool sequel.
Versus Jason Statham.
Well, will it be? Or
I've
did
got a
that
feeling
plane blow up?
I've got a feeling in the next part we're going to see Stallone introduced, just because he's filming Expendables with half of the cast. So I mean, half of the Fast and Furious cast are in Expendables at this point. They may as well just cross them over, haven't they?
Expendables is just a spin-off.
I've actually
Isn't it?
been great uncle Sly.
You're telling me?
I used to build the cars, and I actually am his grandfather. But that's not going to be revealed until the spin-off I'm now doing on Fast and the Expendable, which is coming out this summer. You're going to love
You're
it.
telling
Great on
me-
you guys.
You're telling me that if Expendables 5 came out and that the big reveal in it was that Dominic Toretto has joined the Expendables, you're telling me you wouldn't go and see it?
Oh,
Come on.
100%.
Dude, I would buy out
100%.
an Odeon just screen just to have it
Exactly.
to myself.
It's the thing. That is surely Universal's big thing. That's got to be the next one now, isn't it? That's the only way to plus what they've done now.
Yeah.
I mean, I am fine with that.
Across the two
I'm
movies,
here for
because
that.
they're both identical kind of films, aren't they? It's just
watching this,
ridiculous
please make
over the top
notes.
action.
I am.
And
You know
family.
what? With everything that takes place in that film series, the most unbelievable thing that happens on screen is them trying to convince us that Vin Diesel and John Cena are brothers.
Yeah, they're not even the
That's
same
only-
ethnicity. Like,
No,
it's the most bizarre thing.
That's the only
Like-
bit I couldn't believe. And it's like, even the flashbacks, it was like a totally different kid. And I was like, I just don't believe this bit. And I took offense.
Yeah, the
because-
flashback. the
I might as well have been
flashback
playing young
is-
Michelle Rodriguez, actually, going back to Andy's comment. I might as well have done.
In the flashback scene, they swap ethnicities again. The younger brother is the darker one of the two.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
But
fuck-
I took offense to it because his name is Jacob, isn't it?
Mhm.
And it's like, and I was kind of like, no, don't do that. don't
But
do that.
you're played by John Cena, and that's awesome. John Cena! Sorry.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
I can't see his
This
name
was-
without thinking that.
This was a good after credit scene though. This actually got me quite buzzing. The end of Beast, Rise of the
Transformers
Beast.
5, Rise of the Beasts.
the G.I. Joe like tie-in at the end actually got me excited. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't quite know what to expect from it.
Will Ferrell as the head of Hasbro in it, going, "Put those GI Joes back in the box."
There was a theory as well that because he's the guy in the Lego movie and obviously he's in
Mhm.
Barbie, and they're like, what if it, what if that's the same guy? Like, what if it's the same guy?
Also, he might have developed the weirdest niche in film acting history. Someone who's really good at playing toy-related CEOs. Like it's such a niche, but like it's like he's carved it out there. No one else has played as many toy-related CEOs or like businessmen as he has.
We need a CEO for this toy-related movie. Will Ferrell. Why are you thinking about
the only other option is John Lithgow from the Santa Claus movie, but he's pretty much retired.
Get Ferrell on the phone.
Get me Clive Warren.
I'd love them to do a deep dive thing where you see the guy from Al's Toy Barn in Toy Story 2, and on the other end of the phone that he's talking to, it's Will Ferrell.
I
would like that.
I'll buy the Woody.
Do what they did in Spider-Man No Way Home when they revealed Mysterio and then they showed you all the characters in different movies. Do that with Will Ferrell. Just go back through a whole bunch of in Big, like he owns the Toy Story Big and like all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So speaking about toy, let's talk toy news. What we got on the radar?
Okay. Let's just pray the webcam holds out, people. Let's do this. Right. If I start going green and flickery, you'll have to tell me because I'm not looking at my screen anymore. Let's do this. So,
Mate, it's so obvious they are brothers. You just couldn't see it. Oh, that is such a good joke. Because Jake gets so annoyed when we do that.
Yeah. Andy, you know that Ryan is going to take that for his own and share that as his own joke. What we got?
Marley and Marley. Woo!
That's
so
cool.
The Muppets Christmas Carol are giving us a line of Funko Pop vinyls. Normally this wouldn't be big news. I don't really do Funko news, but it's Muppet Christmas Carol. One of the best franchises of all time. So they're finally giving us pops.
Finally, a gift we can give that's really going to piss someone off.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to grabbing those. And also they're doing translucent versions as well for the exclusives, which don't know where they're going to land in the UK just yet, but there are going to be translucent ones.
Nice.
Possibly landfill with Funko's history.
Okay. Another bit of...
that happened. That was a thing.
I know it was. Another bit of random little toy news this week is that if you are a big fan of Hocus Pocus or the Haunted Mansion or even Halloween in general, tomorrow we've got you covered because the Shop Disney website will be releasing all of its Halloween Hocus Pocus 2 and 3 merchandise and all the Haunted Mansion movie merchandise and the Haunted Mansion Parks merchandise. Whew, there's a lot of stuff dropping tomorrow, basically. So yeah, get ready for that. There's a lot of stuff. It's already dropped in America, so I've been looking at it, and there's some good stuff on there.
What
the limited edition?
Are they meant to be like little people?
These are little plushies. They released some a couple of years ago, and they sold really well. So they've obviously done like different versions this time. They've given like Winifred the big purple eyes and stuff like that. It's very cool. I like it.
I know.
I want to see the Haunted Mansion merchandise actually, because I'm really looking forward to that film.
Yeah, because they've released loads of park merch so far, but they've not really given us much in the way of movie merch, but apparently it is coming. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I'm hoping they give us a Jared Leto's hat box because he's slightly different in the movie to what he is in the parks.
Yeah.
Super 7 are going to be giving us the first full wave of Haunted Mansion 3 3/4 inch. They did do the Hitchhiking Ghosts about a year ago as a box set, but now they're giving us the first full wave of like Haunted Mansion products. So I'm hoping they keep it going and we get loads more because there are tons of ghosts in the
that would be cool.
The ride that could give us. It's a very popular franchise for Disney as well.
They really could like milk this one, like milk it for a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then we also had Monster High, a part of their Mattel Creations crossover series. They're going to be giving us an Annabelle. So far, they've given us the likes of an Elvira, they've done Dracula, they've done Creature of the Lagoon, they've done so many classic monsters, and they've done a couple of like Chucky and Tiffany, Gremlins. I think that's it so far. There's a couple more. But yeah, this is the Annabelle one that's coming out, and it's due to drop on the 10th.
I don't know how I feel about this, I'm going to be honest, because it doesn't really look like Annabelle.
They're not meant to look like a spitting image of them. It's meant to be like inspired by, so it's meant to be like, imagine Annabelle was real and was in the Monster High world, basically.
Yeah,
so like Chucky and Tiffany, they were both girls, weren't they? They were both girls instead of having like a boy doll.
Yeah, because the idea is that they're students, I'm guessing, of Monster High. I don't really know Monster High, but I'm guessing
they look more like girls like in Halloween costumes of a character. Do you know what I mean? Like this looks like someone Halloween cosplaying as a Annabelle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's cool. It is
But,
cool though. I mean, it's not because you're getting those, aren't you, with your daughter and that on it? Is the Monster
Yeah,
High?
me and Mrs. me and Superstar Junior collect them. We've got a couple so far. We missed out on the Chucky one, and we really regret it. And it's now on Amazon for 140 quid. And I'm like, I'm not pulling the trigger on that.
Wow.
But yeah, but this one, to get this now on Mattel Creations, even with shipping attached, it's only $68.99. It's not that much. So they are really reasonable to get if you're into them.
Sorry, how much was it?
68.
Ryan's lost.
What? How big is it?
12 inch. So probably it's a full size doll.
It's almost. What does it do for $68?
Well,
it's a Monster High Annabelle.
Put it this way, mate. The bride for the Haunted Mansion, which is on Disney, is 120. Limited edition dolls sell, mate. There's a big market for limited edition toys. Thing is, if we'd have said if we'd have announced this as a Super 7, you wouldn't have asked that question. It's just because it's a doll.
Oh yeah, I would.
You don't normally see dolls for that price.
100%. Super 7s aren't like. Well, the Super 7s I get aren't. Yeah, them ones are, but I don't collect those. My reaction.
The thing is that there's such a massive shift in pricing because of it being a collector's market now. Like so many people buy things because they're collectors.
I'm sure that will hold its money anyway, though. If the Chucky one's going for 140 odd now, I'm sure that one will probably go the same afterwards.
This one confuses me. This confused me. It's cool, but it's confusing me because this is the Terrifier. It's the MDS scale, the mega scale deluxe by Mezco. They're like big head, small body kind of looking, like Funko kind of things, but they're about this big. They're kind of nice. But he's got sounds. Normally they speak, so like the Freddy Krueger ones said, "Welcome to my nightmare" and all that kind of stuff. Terrifier doesn't talk. He's a mime. How is the sound?
Does he not laugh or anything?
He doesn't make a sound.
Is it the sound of his victims, maybe?
That's the only thing I can think of. Is it just a random concoction of screams and phrases from the girls that he kills in the movie?
It's like an audiobook description. He minds his way to move his hands from left to right. He pretends there's a wall in front of him.
Have you seen Terrifier 2?
Not the second one, no.
You wouldn't want that one on audio description, put it that way. He hangs the girl upside down and begins to saw her in half, slowly, enjoying himself.
Oh God. Terrifier 3 is going to the cinema, though, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And that scares me a little bit because it probably means it's going to be watered down to baggery. I like them as independent little films that come out on DVD and stuff.
Yeah.
You can get away with all sorts that way. Spirit Halloween gave us the new Sam, because we've already had 6 of these. We don't need, why would we need another one? Because this one's flocked. They're making it nice and fuzzy. If that's your thing. I'm looking at my shelf.
They don't flock things anymore, do they?
Mate, I'm laughing, but I'm going to buy it. I've already got like 6 of them on my shelf. He needs a friend.
You love Sam from Trick or Treat. That's like one of your little go-to. Like anything Sam comes out, you're like, yeah. Thing as well, flock. I miss. They used to flock figures. Do you remember that? Like, I wouldn't. At one point, right? A little fun side note about flocking. In the 90s, they were considering of doing a Chewbacca. You know when it was like the He-Man sculpted figures in the 90s of Star Wars. Like 95. They experimented with flocking Chewbacca. I've seen it, one of the examples of it. It looks weird, but I was like, I would have been down for that. Flocking was cool.
I like the fact that it's like we're using the word flocking to get away around the YouTube like swearing thing.
Well, it was
flocking good movie.
Flocking cool.
Flocking good time.
I've actually not seen Trick or Treat. It's one of them films that I keep meaning to sit down and watch. And
sacrilege.
Well, it's just because it's older now. And so there's always something new, and so I'm kind of like, but it's one of them ones that I keep going right. And this year I need to sit down and watch it. This like for Halloween. I always have a bit of a marathon at Halloween. But
the thing is with Sam and Trick or Treat, it's not scary. It's not meant to be scary. It's atmospheric. Is the word I use. It's the epitome of Halloween to me.
So is he a ghost or a monster or something, or is it a person?
He's the spirit of Halloween. He's Samhain. Samhain, the old idea of Halloween. So that is what Sam is short for. Is Samhain? Is the demon spirit of Halloween? And under his little under his sack is like a pumpkin head, like
Yeah.
a demon pumpkin head. And basically, there are like 5 rules, I think it is, to survive Halloween, which is don't blow out a pumpkin before midnight. Don't always check your candy. Always give out sweets. Always wear a costume. I think that might be it. But yeah, basically, if you live by the rules, you'll be all right. If not, Sam will
Don't
come
get
and
into vans
fix you.
if people offer sweets. And always
couldn't
kiss
get-
your
you
grandparents
couldn't get-
goodnight.
You couldn't even get kids into a van these days for sweets. You'd have to have like free Wi-Fi or something.
Oh no, that's it. It's different.
So wondered where you were
nowadays.
going with that for a minute there. Like, I was just like,
It was a very bad joke. But yeah, like there's a whole section of the film where like there's like an old man that doesn't want to celebrate Halloween. He's being stubborn and he sits in his house. And Sam basically turns up at his door to trick or treat, and he doesn't offer him any sweets. So Sam goes in and kicks the living crap out of him.
Wow. I'm gonna watch
But he
it.
lets
I'll
him.
watch it.
But the idea is he lets him survive so that he has to, then abide by the Halloween rules. He doesn't really.
Is
stick
there-
with it.
There's a sequel as well, isn't there?
They're making a sequel. They've been talking
That's
about it for years.
Yeah.
But
There was
there's
a comic
there's
book.
comic books. Yeah, there's all sorts. There's like 2 comics, the film. There's like an audio like thing you can download on SoundCloud, and there's some random stuff out there for Sam.
That's cool. That is cool.
And I can recommend if you want to get a proper cool Sam, I can really recommend the Mezco. The Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale Sam. He's awesome.
Yeah,
He ran me at like 200 quid, but he's amazing.
that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Next thing on the agenda, we've got Star Wars. Well, no, Star Wars news. Ooh. But it's still in my wheelhouse of monsters. So this is C1 Monster, the Star Wars droid from the Droid Factory series, which I've been kind enough to grab Ryan one from the Merch Queens. They've got them sending over very soon for us. So we'll have the monster in the collection. But he's basically Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
love these. I still collect
I
these.
know.
I think these are ace. I love them.
these and the Christmas ones are sort of guilty sort of pleasures. Even though I got rid of most of my modern droids, the Christmas and the Halloween ones, especially the Halloween ones, I always get, and the Pride ones actually. I get like the seasonal special ones, I guess.
Didn't ask me if I wanted one, but that's cool. Right, what's next?
To be fair,
Collect 3/3.
As if I would. I wouldn't go in my collection with it.
the best thing is though, Ash didn't actually even tell me that. Like, he didn't ask me. He just one day was like, "You're gonna love me." I was like, "Okay, what's going on?" He's like, "I got you this." I was like, "Son of a bitch, I do."
Yeah. Basically, the Merch Queens were in the Droid Depot, and they saw them, and I was like, "I need like 5 of them, please." And she's like, "Why do you need 5 of them?" It's like, "I have lots of friends that require these, and will pay through the nose for them." Because people will go to Double Box Toys and pay like 20 odd quid a pop for them. It's like, I hate that. It's like,
Yeah.
everyone marks them up ridiculous. I thought if I can grab as many as I can, then just flog them at the regular price.
Just a quick one before we move on too far. Started with a click. Shirley has said she's been looking for Trick or Treat on Netflix. It's not on Netflix. Where is it available to watch?
On DVD.
Yeah, that's it. You probably have to get a DVD, but you can get it on Amazon for like 2 quid, the DVD now. Or you can get the new anniversary Blu-ray, or you can watch it on Amazon Prime. I believe it's on there for like a couple of quid to rent. But it's a damn good movie. It's worth it. I'd pick up the Blu-ray because then you get all the fancy extras. Yeah, you get all the fancy extras, then all the extended stuff.
Cool. Just quickly while loading up the other thing. Hot off the press, 4 hours ago, Diamond Select have shared that the full Muppet lineup. Have you seen it?
Yeah, if you go on Amazon right now and put in Diamond Select Muppets, they are all available to buy, all at the regular price.
They're all.
But Swedish Chef sold out instantly, and he's the only one I need.
Did they?
Damn it! And yes,
Right.
I've already messaged Zach.
I was gonna say, hit him up. Let's have a look.
So Tiny Terrors is a
Puppet
thing.
Master.
Exactly. Now I've got a feeling NECA's going to have a field day with this because these are Tiny Terrors. These are not by NECA, and NECA do Toony Terrors, and these are very much in the same style. So I've got a feeling there's going to be some licensing issues here. But all being well, it goes through. Yeah. So these are Full Moon's Tiny Terrors blind boxes, but they've got Jack Attack from the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We've got the Gingerbread Man there. We've got a bunch of the Puppet Master stuff. There's so many cool ones there.
What's Gingerbread Man from?
Oh, it's from the film Gingerbread Man. It's one of the funniest, stupid little low-budget horror films ever.
Looking at it though, the chase figures are clearly Blade and whatever that bong thing looking thing is.
Yeah,
What is that?
I have no idea. Even
I
that's a deep
want-
dive even for me.
Yeah, I know it is, but okay. I don't normally get blind box stuff, but actually, this might be something I do.
You know what?
I would probably pick up a full wave just to get all of them.
Looking at them all in light, look at them all in sort of together. Blade, Tunneler,
Oh god.
Torch,
I
ruined
just
my
googled what that one
childhood.
is.
Like that as a horror film, like yeah, Blade did my head in.
So that other little weird thing is called the Evil Bong. And they made a film about an evil bong.
What?
And they did a crossover called Gingerbread Man versus the Evil Bong, where the Gingerbread Man got really stoned.
Wow.
God bless you, Full Moon. God bless you.
Wow.
And there's a picture of the Gingerbread Man riding the bong like a cowboy. That is the poster for the movie.
This is what gets
Just-
me though, right? Where without getting too political, there are people that could do with more money in the world and people that could do with help. But then there are people spending money on producing a film about a gingerbread man fighting an evil haunted bong. Like, you know what I mean? It's mad. Mad.
Yeah, this is why I love the wonderful world of low budget horror.
Yeah.
It's just a minefield of madness.
Joby One obviously has his hands on this set already because he already has a couple of evil bongs. So I wonder if he's got the chase figure.
He is the chase figure. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Joby One with the early
release
on that line. Yeah,
Yeah, Katie's right though. In the comments there saying license pending. It definitely is on that one. I've got a feeling there'll be some issues and it'll probably get renamed before it comes out.
I think that's
Asta.
Bethany.
Oh, is that Beth? Oh, sorry,
I
Beth.
think so.
Oh, poor Beth. After last
I'm
week,
sure I
Jesus
saw-
Christ.
Katie, if it's not, I do apologise, but I'm sure I saw a comment pop up earlier saying that was Bethany watching on a different account.
That was it for toy news. That was kind of it.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount. Why don't you share your toy
That
news?
was kind of it for the whole show. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
See you next week.
I got a thing. I got a thing.
Ryan actually went out and bought a toy.
Ooh.
To be fair, I technically bought it ages ago. It just actually arrived a long time ago.
I must admit, before you get too much into it, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
I can actually take you guys proper into it.
We're going into it. We're going into Jabba
it.
Palace. Whoa.
I'll be doing the rest of it like from like this now. I'll be RPD the whole rest of the show. But yeah, it's great. I just got some of those cheapy lights. There is a Pac-Man machine in there.
I saw
Why,
that.
why wouldn't there be a Pac-Man machine in there? You know, that just fits in
Exactly.
beautifully.
So yeah, I absolutely love it. I think it's such a great set. It did come with like 50 billion accessories.
All I want to know,
although that was
does
technically in the
these-
cantina.
does the bit that Jabba's sitting on, if you twist on the little heads, do the gates fling up like the old school toy did?
No, and that one. So anyone watching who's curious, if the original throne thing was sitting there, it does not. It has to be the modern one. Like the original, like the vintage one doesn't. So sadly, and it doesn't have that cool feature of the like the flippy up gates. Sadly, but it's still a really good thing. They come with like I think it's like 50 accessories. When we spoke to Emily at Star Wars Celebration, like when me, Dave, and Amy went there, it was she was so excited about it. It's a proper passion project for her. And every time she kept trying to come up with a new idea for another accessory, she's like, yeah, so can we just put like one more accessory in? And then it ended up being like 50 accessories, which all of mine are still in a little box put away because there's just too many. Some of them are really, really small and fiddly. But it is really cool. Really happy. It's a great diorama piece. It's like quite large like depth-wise, but I am very, 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 very happy with it. I don't really get many big sort of expensive things or anything, but like this was one that I was like, this is going to be a good display with whether you're doing it with like your modern stuff or your vintage stuff. Like it's just a good one. I've offended Ash so much by that.
You've offended him so much. I'm just saying, Ryan, you need to clear that whole shelf off You need to build out a diorama around it.
Oh, that is the plan. This is the fact that I had to just make some space. This is
Yeah.
the reason why I normally have a back a curtain up. So as you can see, a lot of these things are actually like boxes of figures. So like the things that are in storage still, because obviously I'm in a quite small flat, so I have quite a big collection. It's finding the space to work out how to do it. So I've got a what do you call it? The I've got a glass display cabinet. It's not a Detolf, it's like a vintagey one. I've hooked up with lights, and then that's going to have displays in it. So it's just working out where everything goes. But
Yeah.
at some point, I will also be like every other YouTuber on the planet and have my videos in front of a backdrop of beautiful toys rather than bed sheets.
Yeah. I actually haven't changed my display for quite some time because we're moving soon, and I'm gonna switch it up. Let's just talk about this as people are talking about it in the comments.
Oh,
Did you know B&M has Super 7 Ultimate TMNT for 19.99?
I did not.
And he said,
I will
which
have a
wave
look.
are we looking at? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I need to have a look at what they actually look like.
I'm definitely up for that.
Yeah. I like a little bit of a B&M special. I really do. Oh,
Yeah, we haven't
Phil's
seen
back.
one for a while. Like it's been a long time since we've been good. You're right, Ash. You doing, mate?
Hello, I'm back.
What did I say? What did I do? I thought I said something because I was talking about my display, and then you were like, when you left.
Oh no, man! The camera just.
He's just going to use that excuse now whenever he doesn't want to talk to me. He's like, "Oh, sorry, Ryan. Oh, look, the camera. Oh no, look at all the colours. The camera's gone. Oh no."
I heard you just talking about the all the Super 7 stuff randomly popping up in
Yeah.
B&M this week. How crazy is that?
Andy H. Last B&M special was John Cena. ...
I'm gonna have to.
Sorry,
I'm gonna have to have
Andy.
a little look.
I didn't see it. Whoa, John Cena! Sorry. Can
So
we
yeah,
get
the
like a little GIF of John
all the
Cena that
ones-
comes across the screen when we do that?
All the Super 7 figures that I spent like full money on are now like 20 quid in B&M. I could cry.
What are we looking at? What's the full price?
Full price on the TMNT figures are usually between 50 and 60, depending on the character. If it's a big chunky boy like Leatherhead, then you're talking 56, like 60, 70. But if it's a turtle or like a random smaller figure like April O'Neil, they're usually around about $49.99 standard.
49.
So they're not cheap either way. 20 quid's a freaking bargain for a Super 7 figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cheaper than a Legends.
I think I forget how
That's
expensive
mad.
things are because of how little new stuff I buy. I think this is why I'm always so shocked about how much things cost. Like, the doll earlier when I was just like, how is that worth that? But I think it's because actually, when I think about it, I really don't buy anything new hardly ever anymore. And I think maybe, or at least not at full price. And I think maybe that's why I've got a really skewed view on what the prices are for things, maybe.
Well, for the last few months, you're going to think I dropped Hasbro. So I've dropped all the cheaper lines technically, and I'm now only buying the more expensive stuff. So like my cheapest product now is a NECA figure, which is about $38.99. that is the cheapest thing I buy now.
That's your budget one.
That's my budget line, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for a blind bag. You'll have a cheeky blind bag.
I do love a cheeky blind bag.
I might have to go down and see them. It's one thing my collection is definitely lacking is turtles.
It'd be a good time to start grabbing it because they've got.
Turtles.
I mean, like Leatherheads. The Leatherhead figure's amazing. I love mine. And they've got like all the villain ones are down there. So you can get I forgot some of the names, but like the one that's like the squirrel in the jumpsuit. There's like a running away like with a bag of diamonds and stuff.
Yeah.
Ratman is he called? The Sewer King or something?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of his name.
Scratch the cat. Slash.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna head down. I mean, it's a great time for them to be getting them in though, with the Turtles film coming out in cinema, because kids will be down there with their parents and they'll see a really decent turtle figure for 20 quid. Like, it's a steal.
I can't tell if Andy's taking the piss now.
I know. I read that. I was like, is that him being funny or?
Cost me a leg.
Oh dear. The thing about let's talk about B&M for a second, right? Like, let's talk about these discounted stores because there was a time when things like this popping up in B&M was Like it was unique, and people like really jumped on it. But now they seem to have figures in there all the time, like that sit on the shelf and just sit there and don't go anywhere.
Because the novelty's passed.
Yeah. Whereas when we're going back, sort of home bargains with the Legends figures and B&M with the animated Batman figures and stuff, like they were a real, like it was really exciting that they were there. But now it's just like Super 7 at B&M for 20 quid doesn't shock me. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not surprised.
It's cool they're in, but then it's not a genuine surprise anymore.
No. And they also don't seem as low cost as they used to be. Like they would get those things in because they obviously get it all as like X stock from places, but they seem to mark them up at a price they know will sell, and they like stock Lego. Like Lego's just in there constantly and stuff like that.
And the board games. Do you know what? I actually thought Ash was just typing out a long like witness statement for the police after Andy's clear harassment and bullying tactics. So yeah.
No, if the comment would have come from Mick, I'd have been like, he's just taking the piss. But because it came from Andy, I'm like, I can't tell whether.
Yeah, it's unknown.
Yeah, fair play.
Mick,
fair
by
play.
the way, I saw Mick today when I was out. I was out shopping, and I was in
I gathered by
HMV,
his
and
creepy comments.
this random, because obviously you got to imagine when I'm out and about, it's summertime. I can't barely walk. It's hot, so I'm in my little scooter, like a little granny, and I was going through HMV. I'm there flicking through the DVDs in the horror section, and this dude just walked to the side of it and just strokes my arm like this. And I looked at him like, what the fuck? And it's just Mick going, hi. Thing is, it wasn't on it was with his missus and his kid. And I'm like, dude, you're so random. Yeah, my daughter decided to me going, who's the random man touching you, daddy? I'm like, yes, you saw that, didn't you?
Mick, when you watch this back, I just want you to know that I both definitely do and don't want to meet you in equal amounts. I don't know how that's
awesome.
Possible, but I do. But also, awesome. I'm terrified to meet you in person.
I feel like it should be like Mick's the kind of person that I would imagine would just kiss you, like when you first meet him.
If he did it, I wouldn't even be surprised. That'd be the fun thing. And then he sends me a message like, "Oh shit, I should have invited you for a pint." I'm like, "What? Okay."
He's a good egg, Mick. Good egg, Mick. We like him. I totally lost my train of thought now. I had something really important to say, and now
I think I know what you were going to discuss. I think you were going to discuss this. I'm going to share it now, and if you share it on the screen, everyone can see what we're talking about. Woo! Yeah, minifigures, Lego.
We can talk. Yeah, let's talk minifigures. You know, I'd completely forgot about this.
So we kind of had a little teaser at the end of last week's show, didn't we? Where we kind of were like, this is coming out, and these are the images, and these are some of the figures we think are in it. But now we've found out they're changing the packaging completely.
Yeah.
That they're not going to be in little packets anymore. They're going to be in boxes.
So I also found out who that character is that we didn't know who it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's Echo.
One? Ah, okie dokie.
Yeah, so it's Echo. That one next to Beast and Moon Knight is Echo. And the other one is Goliath with a micro Ant-Man figure, because they're introducing Goliath into the What If season 2. So yeah. But yeah, the biggest shock. I mean, it's a cool
straight out Coruscant. Hi guys.
How you doing? It's a cool lineup of figures. As a Lego minifigure and Marvel collector, I'll definitely get the whole set. But the change in packaging, now I know Ryan's going to talk about environment. I know he's going to talk about environment here, but the whole thing with Lego minifigures is feeling the bag. Like people, there's whole websites dedicated to what to look for in a bag when you're feeling it. Like it's insane. There's a whole culture.
Yeah, but do you know what that does for sales? Not good.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe that's
you're only going to buy
idea.
the ones you need. If it's truly you cannot see that they're taking it. Think about it. They're taking a lesson from the actual the booming blind box industry that seems to have grown like in the last couple of years to like absolutely maddening size. Because like you say, when you can feel what it is, you're only going to buy what you feel like you need. For example, like whereas this, you don't have a choice. You're going to buy it, and The thing is, people go like, "Oh, I just won't buy them then," which is total BS. Because if you collect them, you're going to get them regardless. You know you are.
Yeah.
The thing
You
is,
know-
though, if you wait long enough, Lego and Disney, so they'll come out and they'll be out for about a week, and then Disney Store and Lego Store will put them on their websites, and you can buy a full wave for about 60 quid.
Yeah.
You've just got to wait. Because I made
Oh,
that
yeah.
mistake with the Disney ones. Obviously, I enjoy a good blind bag anyway. It was a thrill of the hunt for me. But we bought like 300 quid's worth to get the full set. It was ridiculous. Then we sold the rest at Comic Con, but like then it was like a week later, Disney Store were like, oh, by the way, you can buy the full set from us direct, all 12 figures guaranteed. 68 quid. I'm like,
there are lots of places you can. Like even Shelley said in the comments, she's pre-ordered a whole set from eBay for 42 quid. Like you can pre-order them for a lot of people, but yeah, I mean,
because you can buy a box and every box guarantees 2 sets.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
24 in every box.
For me, the Marvel minifigures and the Disney minifigures are always a definite, like absolutely definite. I did the Harry Potter ones as well with my boys, but Marvel and Disney, I'll get a full set every time. But
why do we just do that? Hang on, why don't we just do that then this time?
What?
If we pre-order just a full box, then just split it.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
We both want a full set, and there's 24 in a box. You get 2 sets. We've never thought to do this. This is just a brainwave that just hit me. Why don't we just pre-order a box?
Is there definitely not one figure per box? They're not like a chase.
No, it's 24. So there's 24 blind bags in every box. Every box contains 2 sets.
Let's talk.
Yeah. I just realised I can get them from my wholesale.
I've been just witnessing. Do I have to sign off like as a witness statement?
No, I can get them from my wholesaler, the Lego sets. So
don't say that on air. Like people are going to be hitting you up now.
That's fine. If you want to hit me about, I'd love to sell some sets of Legos.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, let's do it. But no, as far as the series go, this is a really random one because I've been putting mine in like a frame. I've been putting them all together and sorting them out so I can display them. But this one's a bit of a random one. Like it doesn't really fit anywhere because there's a lot of MCU. There's some animated there, but there's a lot of secondary characters. I don't know. It just, I don't know. Just doesn't fill me with a huge amount of joy. But yeah, I mean, as far as these boxes go, it's a big change. Like the Lego minifigure bags are a culture. Like there are people, there are whole groups, and I don't know, it's just a shame. But do you not think it's gonna? Because one thing is that you can guarantee you'd go to the supermarket and there'd be lots of kind of filled up bags just laying there, like they'd been scrunched and people had played with them and fiddled them around to try and make it sound clean, and then just left them on the shelf for the next person to come and buy. But do you not think
what I'm really ticked off about is the fact that I made an innocent comment about a fecking Thundercat layer last week, and it turned into the worst thing on the planet. That whole sentence, Ash, you didn't even blink. Everything he said.
He is one of the people that has gone into the shop, filled these bags up like some cheap date at a nightclub, and then just left, left them there for the next person. But do you not think that this packaging design will encourage people to open them more, and they'll be unsellable and stuff? That was my first thought. I just thought we're just going to have loads of empty open boxes now.
Yeah,
like
people do, because like I shop for blind boxes very regularly, and they're all the time in like the Doorables section and things like that. There are literally loads of them that are just strewn open, but people just open them to find what they want. It's ridiculous.
And that's what I think will happen with this. And the sad thing is because of it being Lego, obviously it all comes dismantled, and with things like the accessories and stuff, I don't know. I think it could cause mayhem. But talking about packaging, I don't know if we touched on it last week, but Hasbro have gone back to windowed boxes, haven't they?
They have.
Which is an odd one, because there was this whole thing, wasn't there? This whole kind of movement of how it was all good for the environment and everything like that. And now they've gone back to it. But they have said that it's a different way of using plastic or recycled plastic or something. So It's not.
They
the
just
same.
didn't like the lack of sales. They knew they were annoying the collector's market because of the prices. So what they did was go, what would make them happy again and shut them up? We'll give them windowed boxes again. We'll keep the prices high, but we'll give them something else that we can do.
Do you think it'll make a
Yes.
big difference, though? Do you think it'll make a big
Yes.
difference to sales?
Yes.
Because if I was a collector, if I was an
Maybe.
inbox collector, I would have jumped out by now because there were certain characters that I wouldn't have been able to like display.
But now Hasbro have the reason to re-release them because now they can put them back in windowed boxes. So all the ones that they sold you about 6 months ago that are now in blind box style packaging, they can now re-release to you in fancy window boxes, and they will, and they will.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. There is that.
All they'd have to do is cut out the front bit for a plastic sleeve. It was so easy to do.
I'm heading to Swansea next week. Well, not Swansea as such, but South Wales.
Oh,
Whoa.
Any,
Swansea, where my family are.
Any recommendations for shops or anything?
Not loads. Like in regards to if you're going to be in Swansea, there wasn't a lot. It's probably changed a bit since I've last gone proper toy shopping there. Unfortunately, the charity shops are normally interesting to look into though, because I found that I found more older things in those charity shops. Weirdly, like in Swansea. Yeah, like they don't seem to have got onto the idea of eBaying everything like most of the charity shops down here have.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just going to
making it sound like this backwards water place. You're making it sound like they've never heard of eBay down there.
No, they just haven't got around to doing that thing, because it's one of those things where I sort of begrudge with charity shops. Like, sort of defeats the object of it a little bit when you go like they get something like, oh, this is worth £45, so we'll sell it for £45, and you go like, go into a charity shop because I don't really have loads of money, and I'm like, oh, this is a good way to give something back and also see a return. It's like you kind of got to find the balance. I don't mind paying more than 50p for an item, but at the same time, don't try and charge me £100 for it. It's like,
but that's the problem as well, is that the difference between the rise of internet and collectors groups is that there will be someone in most charity shops that's what they'll do. Something will come in and they'll check what it's worth.
You can literally walk around with the eBay app and use the barcode scanner on every book and find out which books sell and which ones don't. That's what most people do. There's whole YouTube channels dedicated to it.
The best charity shop find I ever had was when I walked, and this was only a few years back as well, and I went into a charity shop around the corner from me because I could see from the window that they had, no exaggeration, about 20 long boxes of comics, like full. And I was like, that is a disgruntled partner selling off their other half's collection or just dumping their other half's collection. There are going to be some grails in there. So I went in and all of the books had been stored 2 to a bag with a backer in between. And the charity shop, there were so many, they hadn't gone through them and they just whacked them up as each one £1. So 50p a comic or 2 for £1. So I literally spent an hour and a half maybe going through all of them and got so many grails. And then when I actually sold off my comic book collection in favor of going digital, bar a few, some of them sold for ridiculous amounts of money. And I was like, wow, I did not realize that was as,
you lot are so filthy minded.
When she said it, I couldn't not see it. Then you just sat there like this. You're like, your right arm just fucking going for it.
As I was talking about charity shops, Ryan's just like, yeah, this story.
You filth out, mind out the gutters, you lot. You're fucking awful.
Oh,
I say one C-bomb.
Tell me about the comics.
Oh, good God.
I like
Shelley, drop it with the fucking Thundercats. Still annoyed about that.
Oh,
no, the thing with the Thundercat was I was fine. I was okay. I was giggling, but I was fine. It was when Jacob said, "Take some photos when you've taken it out and played with it." That was too far for me. I couldn't cope after that.
Absolute nightmare, you two.
Yeah,
and the audience, you're all just as bad.
Yeah. There's a few people in the comments saying things like boot sales and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just going to take a look around. I just really like going somewhere completely different when I'm in a different town or a different county or whatever, and just having a look at the shops that they have, because it does change, doesn't it? And the shopping experience. And I just find that when you're in your kind of a hometown in your own stomping ground, it kind of loses the fun a little bit because you know what to expect, you know what
Yeah.
they have and stuff like that. So when you go somewhere else, I always like kind of getting recommendations of where to look and where to go and stuff like that. But
I never
I've
know what
never
Ash is
been to
typing
Swansea,
then.
so I have no idea.
no, I've never been. I've never been to that part. I've never been to sort of South Wales. So I'm just I've looked it up. There's a few comic book shops and stuff. So
Be careful on Wind Street. On
Is it windy?
no, but it's fucking rough after a certain time.
is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't go. I
definitely.
won't go down there with my Pokemon cards looking for some trades.
No. Maybe pop down to the Mumbles instead. Mumbles is where you
anyone-
trade your cards.
Mumbles.
Yeah, the Mumbles. It's the seafront, like the Mumbles. There was a local. There was an old story, and it was about the Bumbles that lived on the Mumbles. It was really sweet. And
Are you
under the
being
shells was
genuine?
their
So
hats.
if I take my son down to this place called Mumbles with his Pokemon collection to do some trades, and I walk into some kind of crack den, I'm going to come for you, Ryan. Right? Like, you think you're being funny, and I'm
No,
like, oh, Ryan recommended this place. Bring your cards. Come on, let's go. And then I'm walking into some kind of like illegal street racing, and Dom Toretto's there.
Mate,
Like
I
we are
have
going to have
spent a
words.
very
No.
big chunk. I've spent a big chunk of my life in Swansea because all my family are there. So that's
Oh, sorry, I'm just
There's no
picturing.
sugar,
I'm just picturing Vin Diesel stood there like, "Have you got that rare Pikachu?"
And I'm like, Vin, I brought my boys, family. Come on, family. But,
he's like,
yeah.
I needed to go with my Pichu and my Raichu because they're family.
Oh, there is a spin-off movie that none of us thought we would ever have.
Oh, God.
Cocaine Bear and the Cat's Lair. That's like the adult movie.
I also forgot to record Cocaine Bear for this episode.
I know you
again,
did.
didn't I?
You know what? You went on holiday and we set up this whole bit for you, and then you came back and you've just
Well, to
forgot
be fair, 'cause I
to...
did think it was just because I wasn't here to do it live, but you know.
we produced like a jingle and like a little animation at the beginning. Like we had like everything going on for you.
All right,
And then
fucking like produced a jingle. Like you've had Hans Zimmer in the studio.
we paid somebody £75 for that jingle. We were like, you know what, Ryan, you're worth it. We'll pay £75 for somebody to produce a jingle for us.
And then we'll
No, I'm
destroy his
joking.
character afterwards. No,
Yeah.
what is the? Did we agree on one this week? I couldn't actually remember.
There was a few, wasn't there?
What shall I do as Cocaine Bear people who watch us at home? You, not you.
I think you should. I think you
Move
should
over,
go away
you.
this week. I think you should go away this week and record us. The song from We're Men in Tights, but as Winnie the Pooh. We're birds in tights.
We're bears in tights.
Or
We're roaming around the forest looking for fights.
or I'd like to hear you. I'd like to hear you rewrite and re-record the opening verse and chorus of Eminem's "Lose Yourself," and I'd like to send it to me. I'd like you to send it to me, and I will put it over the instrumental of the song, and we will have Cocaine Bear.
That's
8
a big
miles.
ask,
Oh,
isn't it?
I'm my sweater already.
So I'm like,
And you can
There's
talk
honey on
about
my
honey
sweater
in your
already.
sweater and all that kind of stuff.
Christopher Robin spaghetti.
No, it's got to be honey on the sweater. But if you do a song, if you do
ready to drop
Lose
bombs.
Yourself, I will produce it into a video and over the music and everything. You
All
do the
right.
whole song. We've got you do the whole song. We've got money on our hands. Like it's.
I'm pretty convinced Shelley wants to fight me. I'm beginning to think like there's a lot of beef coming out from Shelley. I don't know what I've done to Shelley over the last few years, except for apparently live my life, and it's been deeply offensive to Shelley.
Everyone's agreeing. Shelley's so true.
Used to, I'll
Andy
just
hates
leave
him.
this fucking podcast. shouldn't I?
75 for the jingle, but had a coupon for 76. Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much. Pretty
Cool.
much.
Okay. Well, I'll try and do the lose yourself thing for next week. But
Bum,
What am I doing today?
You can imagine it, can't you?
The moment you want it, you better never
You've got to do the whole bit. You've got to do the whole bit at the beginning as well.
if you had one chance, one life.
Do it. I'm gonna download the instrumental after this video, and we're gonna produce Cocaine Bear at the movies, 8 Mile.
Shelley
That'd be
Ryan
amazing.
rap battle.
Why are we
Oh,
turning it into a rap battle?
that's really unfair, Joby One. I wouldn't want to do that to Shelley because I would destroy her. Okay, what am I doing today though? What's it's because you're so much fun, right? Things I read that as sarcasm.
I tell you what, listen, let's to squash
Because
out.
you're so much fun, Ryan.
To squash out the beef, let Shelley make a suggestion of what you're going to do this week.
Go on, then, Shelley. Shelley can choose.
And then we need to get Shelley on one week, and just me and Sol will just sit back and let you two just fight it out.
I'll just yeah. Oh, now, Ryan. Oh God, I don't know. Well, look at that. See that if you're gonna do all that, go answer some questions. Jiggling away and now destroying. How? It's a family show. It's a family show. Oh, let's have a look.
We're waiting. What we will do, what we'll talk about though, coming into the kind of, I've still got this to give away as well. We need to do this. This is just sitting next to me every week. We need to do a giveaway on this.
Should we just pick someone and go, hey, do you want it? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Here's the giveaway. Who wants it? No, we will. We'll do a giveaway on it in a couple of weeks.
If the lose yourself does well, Ryan, we'll have to do Gollum versus Winnie the Pooh, and I'll do a lickety split.
Let's
get the talk on it. So catch a bad one, but I'll shoot us over Papa Doc's handgun.
Yes, we will. We'll do it. We'll do it.
This is getting.
So let's talk very, very quickly towards the end of the show. Let's just talk Pulsecom, because they kind of announced when it's taking place. It's what, 22nd of September.
Yep, something like that.
Which is earlier than last year, if I remember rightly. Like quite a bit earlier.
October time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Any kind of predictions? Any kind of hopes?
I think there will be toys revealed
In the brands of Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, and G.I. Joe.
Well, no, because not all of them are there. Not all of them are actually there, are they?
No.
Let me get the list of who's actually there, because it's weird this time.
Marvel is.
Because as well, Mattel and Hasbro are currently in that middle of that crossover period now, where we've got like Monopoly Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Monopoly Barbie hitting the shelves.
Yeah.
And that means Mattel have got the rights to make things from their stuff for, based on Transformers and things. So I'm interested to see what comes out.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope it's not a wasted opportunity. I hope that we get something that we've kind of
decent
cried out for. There needs to be some crossover with Hot Wheels. Like something needs to cross over that. And I think the likely one is Transformers.
Okay,
like
so
Transformers Hot Wheels kind of crossover.
So Pulsecon is back with the likes of Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, Dungeons & Dragons, and Avalon Hill. So those are the brands that are being represented. I'd like to see them actually maybe announce a new brand as well. I'd love to see them because obviously we're not going to get any news on anything because that first line and that seems to have died a death. They don't seem to be bothered with that anymore. Or starting line, whatever it's called.
Well, they've
the basketball players.
No, but they announced the football players for the second series.
But nothing's come out since that. It just feels like it's died a death.
It's a very, very niche, for somebody that collects action figures, but also is that enthusiastic about particular sports personalities to want to buy the action figure of them. I don't know. I've always found it a bit weird. Each their own, but for me to have people in my collection that are just real people, if that makes sense. I have the MCU characters, but I don't have a Tom Holland figure. I have a Peter Parker figure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To have Stan Lee in my collection, fair enough. Like, he's one of the only kind of people kind of figures I've got, but he's still Stan Lee from the Avengers movie, you know? So, and I suppose for other people to kind of just collect the sports characters, like for me, it just did not appeal at all. So that one's kind of gone. They haven't announced anything new for Adventure Line, have they?
Nope. Again, they've kind of said that they're done with Indiana Jones now. They've kind of announced that there's no more to come in that, and they're kind of finished.
So are they just skipping completely over the Crystal Skull?
I think so. It seems like they're doing the same as like what they've done with Ghostbusters, which is like they'll bring it out when something new comes out, and then they'll retire it after the film's kind of dropped and finished, and
Haven't
no
they
one cares
retired
anymore.
Power Rangers as well for the moment?
No, because they're coming back. They didn't do it at San Diego because I don't think they've got a lot to announce, but they are at the Hasbro PulseCon, and it's the Hasbro team, it says here. So I mean, they're announcing something new product.
And it's still the 30th anniversary, isn't it, this year?
Because there was
So
a
it
lot of
makes
talk
sense.
on a lot of the Power Ranger chats, like a lot of them, people saying that it was being not retired, but sort of, was it rested or something like that?
Yeah.
Or that
It
it's
would make
slowing down
sense.
dramatically, which kind of
It
sucks
would
because they
make
haven't done
sense
all
for
the
them
helmets
to-
yet. But
No, it makes sense for them to hit the Power Ranger, what was it, Forever and Together or whatever the special was called.
But
But
I
they
can
could've-
see them doing the daughter of Trini as an action figure in the new yellow suit and give her, an unmasked head and stuff. I can see them doing that figure and
You
a
got the
couple of others,
robot-
maybe.
You got the robot versions of the bad guys, and then you could
Yeah.
just repackage the others just with older heads.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Just aged heads, similar to what they did with the Ghostbusters, really. But it would just seem like a real missed opportunity if they didn't tap into that at their own convention on the year that,
Yeah.
I don't disagree. But they make some strange choices sometimes.
Andy, you're not wrong. But the shelf life on them wasn't great, so I had to change my direction. So
Wow, that was dark. That went dark real quick. That was darker than Shelley's feelings towards me. I'm only joking.
Dragons... Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I was only joking, Shelley. But Shelley's gone pretty quiet in the comments. Like, I'm not actually gonna we're not actually gonna rap battle. You're safe. It's fine.
D&D, I'd like to see them do more classical D&D characters, like keep that Golden Archive line alive, but with non-movie stuff. I'd like to see some more classic stuff.
I think for Marvel, we are going to see the HasLab announcement.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to see the Spider-Man No Way Home wave, because that's been leaked. Like, that, we know what figures are in that wave. We know who's in that wave. It's been leaked. The codes, the lists, and all the rest of it. They've kind of announced kind of through spoilers and stuff. So we're going to see that. And I'm just actually really looking forward to seeing whether this, because there's such a divide on the internet about that 3-pack. And I think the thing I'm most looking forward to is to see whether these single carded figures are a direct re-release or whether there is a change, because you're going to have a whole bunch of people either saying, I told you so, that's why I waited, or shit, I need that 3-pack. Who's selling the 3-pack? That it's going to go one of those two ways. And if the HasLab isn't to do with Avengers, there'll be something to do with Avengers because of it being the 60th. But that's my prediction for Marvel.
I think there'll probably be some Ahsoka stuff from Star Wars. But I'll be honest, it sounds really stupid. I'm not got really that high hopes or expectations for anything. Weirdly, I'm not. It's not anything. I'm like, oh, I bet they're going to do this or that. I'm like, I think I'm in a weird place with the whole collecting thing and stuff at the moment, where it's not too much I'm really getting that excited about anymore. I kind of feel like a bit burnt out. It's a bit like I was saying, I'm having a bit of Marvel fatigue. Well, not a bit of Marvel fatigue. I'm having an absolute bucket loads of fatigue in regards to Marvel. But I kind of feel like with the announcements and stuff like that, I kind of don't look forward to announcements anymore. It's like it's always that, because it's just the next thing. The minute we get one, we're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like the next week, it's like, oh, what are they going to announce then? It's like, there's so many different streams. And it's like this, it's Wednesdays. It's Taco Transformer Tuesday. It's Albanian G.I. Joe Wednesday. Or so, it's all these different crazy things all the time.
They did
overkill a little bit.
They did overkill a little
Yeah.
bit. I'll totally agree with you on that.
I'd be happy to have not much for a while, and then them just start actually making like genuinely big announcements again. But
Yeah.
in just very quickly before Ash is going to do his thing where he has loads of things in his arms and he's like, "Look what I got!"
I don't bow down to any corporate sponsors. What are you on about?
Yeah, but your stuff's cool. They've said in the comments, so Shelley chose the President Whitmore speech from Independence Day, but a true fan of the show would know that we have already done that, and that was actually a couple of weeks back. So
I can replay that just for Shelley's benefit. We've got a whole produced video of that.
I have selected, however, one of Alfred's speeches from The Dark Knight to do as Cocaine Bear.
Can you not make that sound like it was such a dramatic reading when you were like, I have chosen Alfred from Batman.
I have selected an excerpt from Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises. I believe this to be an appropriate text to use, and I'm going to add a slightly, forgive me if you will, but a more of a dramatic flair. Just have a little fun with the words. See if they dance off the page.
Let's do it.
Every year, I took a holiday. I went to the 100-acre woods. There's a cafe up the tree next to Al's house. Every fine evening, I'd sit there, order a big old honey. I had this fantasy that I would look across the tables and see Piglet there with a wife, maybe a couple of piglets. Didn't say anything to me, nor me to him, but we both know he'd made it. He'd avoided being bacon, and he was happy. Dum, dum, dum.
And I've buried too many members of the Wade family. Cocaine Bear.
Piglet had a couple of piglets and he had avoided becoming bacon. Before we round out the show, HasLab, right? I'm just conscious of time, but we have to talk about the Ghost. So the actively funded HasLab going on at the moment is the Ghost. It's still got 31 days to go. It's kind of stagnated now. It's hit 9,500 backers, which is obviously 1,500 over, but it's kind of stagnated now, and we're still a little way away from that first unlocked tier.
Apparently, there's the Asian backers have like the ones in China don't count towards it. Apparently, there's this thing where like there's a different
Steady.
Apparently the Asian
market
has
doesn't
lab.
count, but I think that's only with Transformers.
No, apparently it's Star Wars. I read someone did a screenshot of an email with Hasbro that they'd had.
They'll get added on. It's like delayed, isn't it? So those
so it will be added on
later.
Thing is, I think there'll be a rise when, because I got it wrong. I really thought Ahsoka was showing sort of this week, but apparently it's not on till the 28th of August. But that's still within the next 31 days. So I think there'll probably be a little jump when we get those first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Drop.
But they're still like a good couple of thousand away from that first unlocked tier.
They'll get that, and I don't think they'll get the others. But I think the first tier they'll get on like that last little jump they get, towards the end, especially with the episodes dropping. But I think they'll get to Ezra. But
for future stores reference, for future shows reference, what do you think the final count will be on backers for this? Bear in mind, we've got 30 days. We're on 9,500 now. There will not be a prize for the winner.
11,000.
You reckon?
11,000 and some change.
I reckon about 13,000.
I'm going to go high. I'm going to say about 17.5.
Thing is, I just don't know that Asian backer thing. Like, it sounds stupid because someone said there's already like 9,000 odd on that one, or like close to 9,000 on that one. So if that does get counted at the end, is it already on like 18,000, or is it not? So it's one of those things. I don't
But
know.
we've
If it-
never, with
if
all
it's,
of the
I tell you what,
HasLabs,
I have two guesses. I guess if it already is included, it's about 13,000. If it doesn't include the Asia backers, then I'll go to 18,000.
The thing is with Star Wars is is it that big out there? Like Transformers, obviously it's from Japan. It's a big thing in the Asian market. That's why there were, they added the end. So there were so many Asian backers on Transformer products. But will there be
Star Wars
that
is
many
very
for
big out
Star
there.
Wars? Is it?
Yeah, Star Wars is really big out there.
They get the highly edited version in Hong Kong.
I don't know though. I really don't know. But even looking at previous
But the Empire
HasLabs,
is the good guy.
previous HasLabs have never jumped up like massively overnight. Like it's not added like 9,000 backers overnight. Like they've had like a spurt where they kind of go very quickly, but it's never kind of just gone up overnight, as in like a whole secondary market being added to it.
No,
No, to be honest. The main thing is it's getting backed. I mean, that's
it's been
More than-
backed. I reckon they'll
more than what
probably
the other
lose a
ones
few
can say.
backers once it goes live, probably.
So that also means that Marvel is now massively under pressure because their last HasLab didn't back, but now the previous two HasLabs have both backed. They were both really well received, and they both backed, and they were both vehicles as well, with the GI Joe and now the Star Wars. So Marvel has to pull something out of the bag because if they then don't back, they're gonna.
if Hasbro really, really, really want to actually get the most amount of people backing this, you know what they really need to do?
What?
It's so fucking simple, but it would increase payment plans. If they
Oh,
added
massively.
plans to it, I think the Spirit of Vengeance probably would have made it over the finish line. Maybe
Yeah.
not, all these things. But the problem is, they're payment plans. People just don't, and then people go like, "Oh, but you can just save £50 a month, and then you can afford it." Like, yes and no.
That was a real Ricky Gervais.
It was,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It is.
That was
But, like,
proper Ricky Gervais.
but it is genuinely a bugbear of mine. Like, there are all these different things. Like, even if they could do it, like if they allowed PayPal has payment options as well.
Yeah, but
Just
so
like
do credit cards though. You get on a credit card. A lot of people will get a credit card for a few £100 and then they will pay it off over a few months. Like obviously, I agree with you. I think if there was a payment plan option, it would increase backers, but that's a whole massive kettle of fish that then they're getting into. But I do agree.
Or just like outsource the payment plans to something else.
Yeah.
But
Like
yeah,
PayPal.
they just need to allow PayPal or Clara, basically.
Klarna, yeah. If they did either of those, yeah, they'd be fine. And I think they would
Yeah.
get a lot more business.
No, fair enough.
Because that's what Xbox did, isn't it? With Smiths, they palmed it out to Clara for the new Xboxes, and they sold thousands of them. You can't get
Yeah.
them for love of money.
What have you got? You Xbox or PlayStation?
I've
Me.
got both.
Yeah, I'm both.
You both.
Well,
What? The new,
I'm both
consoles?
old generation. I never
right,
get the
yeah,
new
yeah.
ones when they come out. So I've got PS4 and Xbox One. Because we were talking about because Jedi Survivor is coming out, is being released on the old generation soon.
Yeah.
Like, which is a weird thing. They released it obviously on PS5 and Xbox Series X or whatever it's called. But they're then releasing it now. They're going to be releasing it on PS4 and Xbox One, which is good because I really can't justify the cost of a PS5 or new Xbox. So
No, but
I'm happy with that.
I did this with Hogwarts. So the Hogwarts game on the Xbox One, you walk through the entire castle and you can run around it in 20 minutes and it's lovely and you walk through every door and every door opens. It's great. My daughter then got it because she's got my old Xbox One in her bedroom. She was playing it on her own in her bedroom, and the loading screens between every door is ridiculous.
Oh,
The
really?
difference between the new Xbox and the old Xbox, like the ability of what it can do, is amazing. Because like hers takes forever in her room, and she goes mental. She refuses to play it in her room now.
Oh wow.
I just can't justify a PS5. The other thing with PS5, the problem is it's the size of the bloody thing.
So with the Xbox, if you do what which is the Smiths one, because I'm still paying mine off, it's like 20 quid a month. It's nothing, and they throw in the gold pass and the monthly gaming download thing.
Oh, they've actually changed that now. That's
Passing.
now gone. So it's just all going to be Ultimate Game Pass. So the games
Yeah.
with gold thing is all combining into one.
Yeah. So
Same.
like, it's 20 quid a month for my console and for that, and even if I got games for gold on my regular Xbox, it would run me about a tenner a month. So I mean, I'm basically paying a tenner a month for a brand new Xbox.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
it's really worth it. It's
That
really
was
worth
at
it.
Smith's.
That's Smith's, yeah. And you basically just do it online, and then they'll just say, "Do you want to pick it up in store or have it delivered next day?" So like mine turned up within 24 hours of me doing it, and it's all through that Clara. So it's like you get like a 2 years to pay it off, which is ridiculous.
Intriguing.
I just
Yeah.
can't warrant the time. I just haven't got the time. I've still not played Miles Morales yet. I got that as a Christmas present like 3 years ago, and I've still not even played it because I really wanted it at the time, and I've just not had the chance. And now I really want Spider-Man 2. I'm like, I haven't played Miles Morales. I need to get on that. But then Spider-Man 1, I played to death, and I got every single unlock thing. Shelley there said, let's do a GoFundMe to buy Ryan a new PS5. I don't know whether that's her being nice or throwing extra shade at you there, Ryan. Like,
Yeah.
You need to play Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns.
Thank you, though, Shelley. That is a
I
very
do
lovely
need
idea.
it.
That'd
Midnight
be awesome.
Suns. The last game I bought was Hogwarts Legacy, just for my boy. He was massively into it, and it's
Oh, there it
an
is.
insanely
There's
cool
the
game.
shade.
Can only raise a tenner. Yeah, that Hogwarts Legacy is a good game. Good game. I think that
Before we
brings us to
round
the end.
out, before we round out, I'm just going to say, I'm slowly going down the Mezco rabbit hole.
Oh,
It's-
mate.
Yeah,
you
it's
are
like
you are fully in it.
I know because I like dropped Hasbro. I'm like, well, I can afford a few nicer figures in my collection. And now I'm looking at my NECA figures and going, you're the cheap shit now. And they were the cream of the cream a week ago. Now I'm like, now I've got a new toy. And yeah, these Mezco 112s they're a bit nice. They're a bit nicey nice.
They are good.
So I got Leatherface this week, which cost me, this was $62.99 from Mad About Horror. But then I saw today that the Jason Voorhees one was on discount for like $48.99 or something stupid on Geeky Nerd Toys, and I'm like, bye. So now I just need a Freddy. So I'm slowly going down the little rabbit hole and replacing all my NECA figures with these now. And these are all
Nice.
cloth goods as well, which is nice.
Nice.
What
Yeah.
are you like?
Although I did get the monsters, and oh my god, these things. These are based on the new ones, obviously. And it's a bit weird, but it's all right. It's cool. It's cool.
They're cool figures, though. Yeah, cool figures. Annoyingly, because I'm away as well, I've got so much turning up in the next couple of weeks. Were these the ones at SDCC?
What?
Were they the ones at San Diego?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. With the fancy little flat box and little yes. It comes with the spade, the spade that every other figure came with this year. But yeah, it's a nice little thing. Nice little thing. He's got a cloth cape as well, which is the one that came with Dracula. But it's nice. It's nice. There's a lot of reuse in NECA.
Not too bad. Right.
But I do like the. Sorry, I do like the fact that Herman
So we're
Munster.
on one now, isn't it?
I do love the fact that Herman Munster comes with a very tiny little Poe book.
Cool.
Poe.
Love
And
that.
now I just need to get a Lily Munster. We just need to wait for Lily to drop now. And then I've got the whole set.
Ryan,
Sorry,
your
over to you.
hypothetical GoFundMe is up to about 30 quid from my calculations. So maybe we need to do this. You know? Let's just set up a GoFundMe for Ryan for the sake of it. Just see what happens.
See what
you know?
happens. Yeah.
See what
Oh,
happens.
I
Reason for
can finally pay back
GoFundMe.
for that. For that orchestra you hired to do the Cocaine Bear thing.
Yeah. They're chasing me for that money. So let's let's get on that quick. I'm only joking. Just for clarification, I did not pay £75 for somebody to write that. I think I got it off of like some editing software for free. Anyway, that's it. It's the week's done. The Geek Week in Review 111. Tune in next week for 112. 112 weeks running. That is mad. But yeah, next
We
week.
have to for next week. We have to because we're all 6-inch collectors. Surely next week episode has to be called episode 112 and be all about 6-inch scale. Come on, the opportunity is there.
I'm away.
Episode 112.
I'm gonna have to tune in from Swansea.
I don't
Yeah.
collect 6-inch.
Ryan, listen, you wait for episode 375,
Oh, I
and we will
forgot.
do all about 3 and 3/4 inch.
Mate, I have got
Right.
those Marvel Legends, but I guess we'll have to do it next time. We've run out of time.
Oh no! You need to just show us. You need
Apologies to Matt
show us.
Damon, but
Ryan,
we
you
ran out of
can't
time.
end the show like that. No, we need to see it. Show's not ending until we've seen it. We need to see it.
Shall I go and get them?
Yeah,
Go
go and
again.
get it. Don't turn your camera off. Don't be that guy who just turns his camera off.
He's not
He's
going
going to turn it off.
He's not going to come
He's
back.
not coming back, is he? He's genuinely not going to come back. Ah, what a guy. All right. I know Ryan too well. I'm just right. Listen, thank you very much for watching. Do tune in next week. He's there. He's there.
He's there.
He
Is
thought I
he?
was doing it. He thought I was doing it. Come on, show us.
I don't think you can handle it. That's the problem.
Are they unboxed?
You can't handle the
Are
truth.
you ready?
Yeah. What a guy. What a guy. Right.
Amazing.
Thanks very much for watching this Geek Week in Review episode 111. Tune in next week, of course, for all the same stuff. We're going to talk about stuff that hasn't happened yet. I'm going to offer it to you this week, Sorrel, because last week you pulled me up about it. Anything you want to say?
I've got nothing to say this week.
Nothing to say. Thanks very much for
Bye.
watching. Keep it geek.